Hey guys, today we're going to be learning a card trick called Out of This World, and it's a really great card trick. It's actually quite famous. Harry Green, the magician, performed it for Winston Churchill multiple times, and Churchill was fooled by it every time. So it's quite a nice card trick. It's really powerful. I've put together a brief performance. It's not a great performance. I didn't have a spectator with me, but I just tried to give you an idea of what the effect is about and what it looks like. Let's get into it. So unfortunately I don't have a spectator with me to actually perform the trick, so I'm going to have to play the role of both the spectator and the magician in this case. But I'm going to try and work around it and give you the basic idea of the effect. What's going to happen is the spectator is going to select a card, and it's the King of Spades. It's just important that it's a black card, we don't need to know the value or anything. And you get them to pick another card, and it's a red card, okay, so that's perfect. You take a black card and a red card. And what's going to happen is you ask the spectator to name colours as you start dealing the cards down. So if they think it's a black card and they're going to say black, I have to deal it on the black pile. If they say it's red, I deal it on the red pile. So we just keep doing this. So I'm just going to randomly deal the cards down as I don't have a spectator. But in real life, the cards would actually go where the spectator wanted them to go. So I'll do that for about half the cards here. And I might say, what do you think this card is? They might say it's black, it's red, but oh, okay, they at least got one right. So at this point I'd switch up the piles. The red cards are now going over here, the black cards are going over here, and I'm just going to keep dealing the cards down. And if they want to, they can deal lots of cards on one pile and very little cards on the other pile. It doesn't really matter. Because what you then do is you're going to square up the packets and show that actually what happened was, you can see here, all the red cards are together here, and all the black cards are together, and in the other pile, all the black cards are together here, and all the red cards are together there. And that's Out of This World. So now you've seen the performance, let's get into it. Okay, so to perform this effect you're going to need a full deck of cards. So that's 52 playing cards, and you don't need your jokers, so remove them. So once you've checked you've got 52 cards, you need to separate the colours. So you want the reds and the blacks to be separated as I've done here. I've got all my blacks in the top portion of the deck and my reds on the bottom portion of the deck. And there's just a quick preparation that you need to do first. Take your blacks and just put them to one side. And your red cards, which are going to be on the bottom portion of the packet, so they're the lower cards. These red cards, you need to take the topmost red card, so that's not the card that's on the bottom. If you had the pack on your palm face down, you're going to be taking this top card. So it's the 6 of diamonds in this case. And what you want to do is you want to put a pencil dot in each of the corners. I'm going to use a big Sharpie and make the marks really obvious for this tutorial, so you guys know what you're looking for when I'm dealing through the pack. I'll just put one in each corner. But obviously when you do it, just use a pencil, and it'll be really, the dots you make will be quite small, and no one else will know they're there other than you. And also if you use a pencil, you can rub them off after you've done the trick. So if you're worried about ruining your cards, don't worry about it. So I'll just give this a minute to dry. I think it's okay. You return this marked 6 of diamonds or marked red card to the top of the red packet, and then you're going to put all the black cards on top of it. And that's your setup, you're ready to begin the effect. Okay, so once you've done your preparation, you want to do some false cuts preferably. So just assure your spectator that the deck is mixed up. If they discover that you've got all the red cards and then all the black cards, the effect isn't going to be as good. So you can do some false cuts. I've taught 2 false cuts on my channel so far, so I'll link those tutorials on screen and down in the description below. So go and check those out if you don't know how to do a false cut. So once you've done your false cuts and you've convinced the audience that the deck is mixed, you can begin the effect. You want them to pick a card, you tell them to take any card they want, and they'll probably pick a black card from the top portion of the deck. And if they do, just place it off to the left. If of course they take a red card from the bottom section, that's fine, you just place it off to the right. Next, what you want to do is you want them to force them to pick a second card, but you want the second card to be a different colour to the first card. So as the first card they picked in this case was a black card, I'm going to swing cut off the top portion of the deck. Remember, the top portion is all the black cards. And then I'm going to do a one-handed fan as I taught in my last video. Again, I'll link it on screen. And in this one-handed fan, all the cards are red, as you can see. And I tell them to take a card. So they take one, and of course it's going to be red. And that red card I place off to the right. You then want to close your one-handed fan and return all the red cards to the bottom. It's very important that the red cards go on the bottom and you retain the black and red separation. So now you're in this position, one black card and one red card on the table. You're going to explain that you want the spectators to call out colours as you start dealing the cards down. So you give an example, you say, if you think the card's black, shout black and I deal it on the black pile. If you think it's red, I'll do it on the red pile. Okay, and then what you do is you start dealing through the cards. So let's just deal really quickly. Okay, and as soon as you start seeing that pencil dot, I can see that card right there. You want to stop with this card on top of the packet. So you've dealt about half. You've dealt pretty much exactly half the deck. I think that's how it works out. So you're left with the pencil dotted card on top of the deck in your left hand. So once you get to this point with the dotted card in your left hand on top of the deck, you're going to stop and you say, okay, we've dealt about half the cards here. What colour do you think this card is? And at this point, this is quite important because there's two things that you could do. If they say it's a black card, you say, oh no, sorry, it was a red card. Let's see if you got any of the black cards right. And of course, you're going to flip over the top card of the black pile and it's going to be black. And you say, okay, you got at least one right. What we'll do, we'll switch up the piles. So this pile is now the red pile and this pile is the black pile. That's what you do if they say that the dotted card was black. If they say the dotted card was red, you say, yeah, it's red. Let's see if you got any of the black cards right too. Okay, you did. I'll tell you what, we'll switch up the piles. So either way, you're going to place the dotted card on the black pile and you're going to take a card from the black pile and place it on the red pile. So you end up switching around the piles. So now you've got a red pile and a black pile. Whereas before you had a black pile over here and a red pile over here. So you've switched up the packets. If you just rewind the video and watch that section again, it'll become clearer. I think I've taught that quite confusingly, but just rewind it and go through it again. So next up, what you want to do is you're going to deal the entire rest of the packet just as we did before. So you say, is this red or black? And they say red, black, 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 red, 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 and so on. So we're just going to deal through the rest of the cards. And it really doesn't matter if they think it's red or black, it's that simple. And you'll finish and you'll have all these cards dealt down on the table. And this is quite important too. You take the left hand packet and you're going to square it up, and you take the right hand packet and you're going to square it up. And there's one secret move left to do. The right hand packet here, what you want to do is you want to get a break on top of the bottom card like this. So you can either do a pinky pull down or just riffle off the bottom card. And you flip over all the cards above that bottom card like that. And then spread them out. And then for the other packet, there's no secret move for that. You just flip the entire packet over and spread it out. And this is what you'll be left with. No one will notice that there isn't a face down card on this packet. Don't worry about that. You can just flip over and say all the black cards are together and all the red cards are together, and that's kind of the conclusion to the effect. So it's a really great effect because it does seem that the spectator has ordered the cards red and black on their own. So it's really powerful. Now something that might confuse you with this effect is that at the end of the effect you're going to have two packets, and one packet you flip the whole pack over, and the other packet you flip every card over apart from the bottom card. And sometimes you might get confused which packet you have to keep the card on the bottom the same way. So the solution to this is that if you remember which colour is on the bottom of the pack when you started, the colour that matches the colour on the bottom of the pack, which packet, so for example, I'll deal down a black card and a red card. If my red card pile that I dealt the first red card on is on the right, this right packet is the one where the bottom card you have to get a break and flip all the other cards over. If the colour that matches the bottom card of the packet is on the left, it's going to be the left pile. So it's always the pile that matches the bottom card that you flip all the cards but one over on. So that's just something to help you out if you're a little confused. Okay, so that's it for this tutorial, guys. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like, favourite, comment and subscribe. And also, if you want to keep up to date with what's going on my channel, check out my Twitter and Instagram. The links will be down in the description below. Also, a big thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel. I know I'm a little late saying that, but this is the first video I've recorded since then. So a big thank you to everyone who has subbed, and the next milestone is 250, so looking forward to hitting that hopefully. So again, thanks for watching. This is Complete Deception, and I'll see you later.